A crab walks into a bar and the barman goes, "Oi, you barred, get out." And the crab goes, "Why? Why am I barred?" And the barman goes, "You'll be giving it all that." Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Noah, and we are
the Bookworm.
And here we talk about anything to do with books and game books. You may be going,
"Noah, what are we doing today?"
Well, let me tell you.
Today, we're going to be talking about 4 Against Darkness. You may be going, what is 4 Against Darkness? 4 Against Darkness is a solo dungeon crawling adventure. But it has many resources and books in the Facebook community and online. I'll put links down below. So it's not just that you're in the dark gloom of like an actual underground dungeon. There's so many things and books where you're outside, there's ruins, there's forests, there's towns, there's guilds, with added classes, magics, and items, and I'm gonna butcher this word now because I don't even know if it's a real word. The customizability of the actual solo adventure, not just character-wise as well, but everything in itself is extremely vast. As you can see, I've got the main book here. You can get many different things. There's got like different like solitaire sort of adventures going on. This is just one of like 100. There's loads of them. This is the recent one that came out extra there, which I still need to do. And then we've got stuff like Tales from the Adventures Guild, where it tells you how to make a guild, or if there's it goes into detail of all these type of things. So it's got rules for stealth, streamers, banking, magic lockers, gambling, hidden treasure troves, equipment, spells, monster tables, rumors, scenes, and red herrings. It goes on and on and on, and it's absolutely fantastic. Now, not only is there just one for adventure guilds, they have one for towns, and that's a 2-part book, and I need to get a hold of it because it's one I've been eyeing for a while. But 4 Against Darkness, I'm not even going to pronounce the second name because I'm going to absolutely butcher it, was written and illustrated by Andrea, and I'm so sorry I'm not even going to pronounce that last name because I don't want to butcher it and embarrass myself even more. The layout of the book is actually really good. It's simple. You got the introduction. Why is it 4 that you're doing? It's because in Dungeons & Dragons it's better to have a party, so you can have a party of 4. Now, it does have rules, so you don't have to have 4. You can just have the solo character, but it does explain that the difficulty is just going to be boosted way up. But if that's something you're into, there is rules for that throughout the books and on the Facebook. It kind of goes on about how to create, what you need for it, and so on and so forth. So we have different, I guess you could say, classes. So we have the warrior, the cleric, the rogue, the wizard, the barbarian, elf, dwarf, halfling. And each one has their own traits, rules, skills, equipment, and limitations. And each one starts with basic equipment and a few coins. So, for example, warrior, the traits of a warrior is always adds his level to his attack rolls. Armor that they're allowed to have is a shield, light armor, and heavy armor. They can use any weapons. Their starting equipment: a warrior begins the game with light armor, shield, and a hand weapon. He may trade in his shield and hand weapon for a 2-handed weapon or a bow if he wants. And then for starting wealth, it's 2d6 gold pieces. And the life, the HP, is 6 plus the levels. So our first level, which we always start at, our life would be 7. And each one has their own thing, like cleric has their spells and what they're good against and weak against. Same with the rogue, the wizard, and so on and so forth. It's pretty straightforward and in-depth at the same time, but it's simple, which is why I love this book. I've actually made my character ready. I've played a little bit, so let me tell you our characters. We have a level 2 rogue, who is known as Stabantha. We have a warrior who's level 3, who is named Bob. We have a wizard who is level 2 named Dyslexia, but we spelled dyslexia wrong, so Dyslexia for a wizard. And then we have the cleric who is level 3, who is known as Chlamydia. and they have cool things like blessing and heal. They can have certain amounts of each one and how much they do and so on and so forth. Now the best thing about this is that you don't need a lot for doing 4 Against Darkness. This is one of the things they print out that you can download free from anywhere, basically. Like I said, all links are down below. And this is kind of like the scale of the dungeon, but if you want it bigger, you can go bigger. And this is just makes things so much easier, is that we have the building table here, which is in the book itself. The main thing to always know about your characters is there is a marching order, depending on if you're in a room or in a corridor, because if you're in a corridor, it's not going to be very wide and they'll all have to be in a line. And you definitely don't want someone like, let's say, a rogue at the front, or a wizard who has low health. A rogue wouldn't be too bad at the front, depending if there's traps. There is traps in this game. So the only thing you need for doing this game is technically a pencil and 2 dice. But I'm a hoarder of dice. I like my dice. I'm always going to have more than anything. And what we do is we always start with an entrance. So we have the entrance rooms here. We roll just a standard d6, and that's where we start. So we start with a 4. And that is a 4. So we'll draw that on the thing. I'm going to use a pencil because... So yeah, there we go. That is our entrance, number 4. And that's where we start. And this is where we start rolling 2d6 to see if it is a corridor or a room. And then on here we would roll another 2d6 to see what kind of room, if there's traps, if there's monsters in there, and so on and so forth. The best thing about this one is that we don't actually start with a room. So we'll say the blue is our main number, and then this is our secondary number. So 41. So we go to 41, which is here. Just a nice standard little room. And we're going to head this way. So we'll put a little door over here. So we have a room. So let's see. We roll here. So we have 12. Now this is pretty bad because this says Dragon's Lair. So this is the boss table. So there is a boss in this. Our goal is to kind of look around the dungeon, get to the boss, and kind of just, I guess, win. I mean, the art in this, by the way, is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. The best thing about this is it also tells us where, like at the bottom, the which rooms, which are which pages. So we got the boss, which is 37. But that's not what we're going to say. We're not going to use that at all. So that is 7. So this is a minions table. So we roll a d6 for minions table. So the minions table is 36, page 36, which this is fantastic, by the way. So we roll a d6, which is a 1. So number 1 on the minions table is we roll a d6 plus 2, and that's the amount of skeletons or zombies, depending on what we want. And they are level 3, undead. There's no treasure. They have crushing weapons attacks. Oh, so crushing weapons attack skeletons and a +1. Arrows are at a -1 against both skeletons and zombies. Skeleton zombies never test morale. Reactions always fight to the death. So let's have a quick little go of this. Oh. So there is 2 plus 2, we'll say skeletons, right? So let me actually just move this to the side. So there are skeletons, okay? Now they are level 3, so they technically have, each one has 3 health. Now the best thing about how this works, with minions, you technically want to kill 10. So this would class as 1, by the way. So this battle will count as 1, not that we've killed 4, but each battle is classed as 1. When we reach 10, we can then roll to level up, and we always want to, when we roll, is to, let's say, roll our level or above it. So what I normally have is, what I would have done beforehand is I would have said that the attack order would be my warrior, well, my thing anyway, the cleric, and then my wizard and rogue would be at the back because they're the weakest. So how we roll a standard d6, I believe. For a fight, I would we get a choice if we attack first or if they attack first. Depending on which kind of minions, or there's also vermin and bosses, they have different skills and abilities, and they can actually attack first. So what I would do is, I would roll, for Bob, is I roll a d6, right? And then, because he's, with his attack, I would add my level. So I would add a 3 to that, so I hit for 5. So I only kill 1. Then I would roll for...
Chlamydia?
Now, the best thing about Chlamydia being the cleric is they add half of our level to an attack roll against undead. So, that's a 2. I would lower that down to a 1. So that's a 3. So I would kill another one. Then Dyslexia would go next. Now, Dyslexia does have magic. We can do Fireball twice. We've got Lightning Bolt or Sleep. And when we use these, we add our level to our attack rolls. So let's say I was going to do Fireball with Dyslexia. That's a 2. And then I would add my level, which is a 4. I would then cross off that I've used the spell. And I've killed 1. Now, normally if you roll higher, like say I rolled a 6 or a 7 in total, I would have killed 2 in one go. And then Stabantha, we get a -1 to our attack because we're not strong, we're a rogue, we like to disarm more than anything, and we're good at disarming traps. But the main thing about this is with a rogue, we add our level to attack rolls if our party outnumbers the minions, which it does. So we actually add that, but we add a -1, and that's a 2, so that's a miss. So then it would be the minions' turn. Now, the best thing about this is the minions, we're rolling against their level, so that's the level. We need to roll 3 or above. Now, I'm going to say they're going to attack Bob, because he's at the front. You know, he's up first. Now, we get a +3 to our roll with our defense, because we're wearing some heavy armor, and we have a shield. So that's a 5 + 3. They miss. Completely a miss. We managed to block it. We roll again. That's a 4 + 3, which would, you know, would be absolutely killer. So there we go. We would do that, and there we go. We've killed our first set of minions, and we would then just carry on. And as we kind of go on, our dungeon would just kind of expand. You know, as we kind of like go on, like our dungeon would kind of like expand. As we go along, you can see that the amount of like times I had to kill like a certain amount, I killed this amount, what I found, what I wanted, and the order of Bob, Stabantha, I had the cleric, and Dyslexia, the wizard, at the back, just because I kept running into traps, because there is traps on this. But yeah, that's to do, and then you would level up. But the best thing about this is all the resources and supplements that are out there is you can just kind of build and expand as you go along. Like, my whole story for my people with my adventure guild that I got is that 4 friends have decided to build their own guild, but a guild costs money. To get enough gold pieces, they go to the nearest village to see if they need help. The goddess of luck seemed to shine on their side, as the village was having issues with an old mining cave. It had been overrun with monsters. They said if we clear it out and we get to keep the loot and anything we find inside, and you just kind of build up and go off of that, and then we can go, like, use the other supplements to be like, well, let's go to a different village, let's see what's kind of around there, where do we want to start a base, where do we want our guild to be. You can have animal companions, horses, carriage, you can have... It goes on, and it just expands even more and more and more. It's a good solo dungeon delving game. It's the first one I've ever played before I did Kernathalis and all those that we've done so far. And I kind of should have done it first, because it is a good beginner's solo dungeon. It's easy, it's simple, the layout is beautiful, and with most solo RPGs, the communities that are involved in them are amazing. You know, they're very helpful, there's no stupid or silly questions, they are there to help, they are there to have a laugh, and you can have a laugh with them. You know, it's very easygoing. But yeah, that's kind of what we've got with 4 Against Darkness. You know, different supplements have different levels for them. You can just keep going up and up and up and up. There's different things going on. It just kind of goes on, and they're all about these tables that you roll against, and, you know, they're all absolutely amazing. The art in the books are amazing, the layouts are amazing, they all make sense. If you have any issues with not understanding something, they will happily talk to you about it. But yeah, it's always being updated. New things are always being added. And that's how I feel when I wake up in the morning. And it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But that's what we got. Let me know how your games with 4 Against Darkness has gone. If you think we should definitely do this as a live, or if we should have a full-on proper playthrough, let me know. But that's what we've got so far. It's definitely something that I do want to do. I do want to do a lot more of these type of things on the channel, not just doing like every couple of months. I do want to delve more into these things. But that's where we're at the moment. Let me know what you think. Stay awesome, my friends. And I'll catch you all very, very soon. Cheers.